JFL, the JFC, the JFA. You guys might be thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? But let's talk about a new fight promotion. The Joe Rogan Fighting Alliance, the Joe Rogan Fighting League, the Joe Rogan Fighting Championship, whatever the heck you want to call it, could happen. No, it won't happen. But the guy has some legit thoughts on what could make MMA better, and I'm going to dig into those in just a few seconds. Before I get into it, make sure you click that like button, click the subscribe button, and click the notification bell to see when I have videos drop. And also, make sure you check out Slappy's, the sponsor of this video, in the description below. So with that, let's get right into the Joe Rogan Fighting, whatever it's called. All right, so here's the first clip that I have to talk about from Joe Rogan MMA Show 155 with Max Holloway. It's a clip where they're talking about rules in MMA. And this is the first one as to why Joe Rogan should start a fight league.
In Hawaii, bro, I got into an argument with a ref because one of our fighters like body kicked. Someone was down, and they stopped the fight to give the kid a time. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, you can't body kick on the ground. I was like, you cannot body kick a down opponent to the head. You can body kick. You can kick him to the body. You just can't kick him to the head. Yeah. It's like, no, you can't do that. I was like, what are you watching? I was
saying, you don't know the rules unless they modified the rules.
Nah, bro, the rules doesn't modified, bro.
That's just bad referee.
Yeah, I almost got a fucking point deducted from one of my boys. I was like, bro, I'm so sorry, bro, but like that was supposed to be a TKO.
Yeah.
You TKO'd this kid, bro.
That's ridiculous. That's just bad refereeing. I really think that the only problem with knees to the head on the ground and kicks to the ground is the cage. If there was no cage, no place where you couldn't move and someone could stomp you, all that shit should be on the table because these are valid techniques.
So the cage is something he talks about, and that's something that leads into another point that he has to make coming up here. But let's watch the rest of this clip.
If you can knee someone to the head in the clinch, if you could scissor knee someone like Pajeda did with Michaelitis, if you could do that kind of shit, like why can't you knee a guy to the head on the ground?
And you know what it is, bro? And if you do that, you know how much more of this this safe area of people is playing with their hand on the ground, hand up. You know how much more people want to do that? They're gonna go all the way to the ground, or they're gonna fight intelligently. Yeah. And then they're gonna go instead of going down and playing that game, bro.
Having a moment where you're safer because of a rule is never a good thing.
No, it's terrible.
It changes
the
whole way you compete.
Yeah.
You'll do that. You'll let a guy have your back and you put your hand on the ground because you know his knee's right there. Yeah. And when in reality, you got to get out of that spot. You can't be there. Yeah.
You're dead.
Same thing with being in a turtle.
Yeah.
If you're in a turtle and a guy's like Mark Coleman in Pride can just drop those knees on your head. Remember they let him do that in Pride?
Yeah.
So when guys turtle in the UFC, you cannot knee them in the head.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect time to knee them in the head.
But then even that, because then when they do turtle, right? So say I'm fighting someone and I see someone turtle, it's like half a second of them resting because I'm thinking like, shit, now I got to be smart of where I'm picking this and what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You know, like the back of the head rule, 100%, you know, but like if I can soccer kick you because you're doing that, like that, it's so easy to like, boom, see you down there, I kick you right in your head.
How bad would that be? Now, I understand that it's not legal and it likely will never be legal here in North America, but how bad would that be if a guy is downed and you can just soccer kick him in the face?
You know, but I don't know, bro.
And if you know that that's one of the options, you won't stay in that position. You'll protect yourself.
The guy's not gonna be turtled. Right. You know, even like guys are like taking knees down and they're like this on the ground already. It's like they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
You know what you're doing, bro. That's so lame. And then if I come in and do something wrong, you get a takedown and you're on top now.
Right.
Like, come on,
well,
bro.
Like,
that's just
one of
too
the reasons
favored
why
one
people
side.
were so mad at Aljamain when Aljamain won the title from Piotr Jan. Piotr hits him with an illegal knee when he's down. But that knee should be legal.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be able to be on your knees in a fight. Yeah,
I think so.
Are you able to move? So. If they're not stopping the fight, that means you can move.
Even with what you said, you pulling at the elbow, the 12-6 elbow. Yeah. I'm like, brother. I never know why they took it out, right? And then you said, I think so in one of your interviews a long time ago, you said they took it out because they saw a guy break ice with that, doing that, right?
Break bricks on
break
ESPN.
bricks or whatever.
Watch this. This is super interesting because they talk about the 12-6 elbow, and they talk about how landing a different elbow is much more powerful than the 12-6, because the 12-6 is like, you got to use your abs. You got to use it. It's not as powerful as what they're going to be talking about. So watch this, and it makes a lot of sense. And I wish that, the unified rules would discuss changing the 12-6 rule.
Right?
12 in the morning.
Yeah, guess what? That guy can break a brick with a headbutt. That guy can
Yeah.
break a brick with turning the elbow this way.
Yeah.
That guy can break a brick turning the elbow upwards.
Yeah.
And guess what? We can still throw that thing. So
It's dumb.
why are you taking that away from on the ground?
Big John McCarthy told me that. It was just the people at the athletic commissions back in the time. Well, Big John had this unenviable role where he had to go to these places and explain to them that there's rules involved in MMA. And then you get morons like, what about this? I saw someone do that and break a break. You can't do that. Okay. No 12-6 elbows.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's
All right.
crazy.
It was a dumbass rule. And that the only loss on John Jones' record
Is a
'cause of
12 to
that.
6 elbow.
Yeah.
And then even that, like even when I'm on my back, the 12 to 6 follow you, right? So I can't go like this, like from my
Crazy.
back. But
Crazy.
then they're like, yeah, but you can't go like this. But if you go like this, I'm
Oh,
like, that's the
God.
same exact. This is the same exact thing
It's so
as this. I
stupid.
just at the end I'm
So
twisting
stupid.
it, Like,
It's so
come
stupid.
on, bro.
Also, it's like, especially this elbow, I
Here
don't
we
feel
go.
like this elbow is as hard as this elbow.
No way, bro. This is not like, I
Yeah.
cannot. Even if I mounted you, right? Like
Yeah.
how John Jones mounted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what you gotta do? You gotta like crunch your abs, like to get all of here. This is like I'm going.
Yeah,
My
so
whole
much.
shoulder, my whole
Yes.
body's coming into
Yes.
you. So.
There's so much more in that one. And you can't have a thing where a guy can protect himself by doing that, and then you can't throw that one technique. That's crazy. That's crazy. That doesn't make
That
any
is
sense.
crazy. That is crazy.
There's just a bunch of dumb rules like that. But I think the cage provides this problem for soccer kicks and stomps and knees
yeah,
on the
because
ground.
you're stuck. It's like a
yeah.
wall, right?
Yeah.
It's like a wall, right? And I understand that, but guess what? Don't go to the fucking cage, dog. You know the cage
Yeah.
is there, brother. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
bro, the cage is my buddy.
Maybe
I
they could
love
have
the
a
cage.
rule where they say like no knees or stomps when a fighter's touching the cage.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like if I,
Yes.
but then you're gonna start seeing guys from the middle
Right.
crawling their ass all the way to the
Right.
cage now. You know?
Right. Right. That's
So,
true. Well,
is
people
it-
are always going to try to
As soon,
game
yeah,
the
as soon as
system.
you get a damn rule, people are gonna game it all the time, and that's
well,
what
you know
it
my
is.
thought.
Here we go. Rule number 2 for the Joe Rogan Fight League is coming up right now. You're going to watch this. You're going to love it because, oh my God, from a fan's perspective, this would be insane.
My thought they should have a basketball court. My thought just guys should fight in the center of like an open flat place. Just like
Just like what they do
with
for
basketball.
but just what they
Yeah.
do for even for grappling matches.
Yeah.
But guys are gonna fall over, and then what's gonna happen?
Well, you don't have multiple matches going on like they
Yeah.
do with that. Don't have it on a platform. Just have it on the ground.
Oh yeah,
Just
that
have it
makes
on the
sense.
ground. Like have guys. I mean, you know how wild that would be if we're all sitting there in the arena and there's no cage and these dudes just walk out in the center of this big open mat.
I mean, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, just have a
Suck for
warning
me though,
zone.
because then I love the cage, bro.
You would love no cage too, though.
I just love the cage for takedown purposes.
Right.
Whenever somebody put me like, go to the cage. Cage is your friend.
Mhm.
A lot of guys don't like it because they think you're losing the fight, but it is what it is. But
It would be
but
hard
no
to
cage,
get up.
no cage would be smart though because
Yeah.
what you said. I see what you're saying, but
You would see
so
more.
much guys is gonna like get you to a point and they're gonna shoot so like like the Islams and the Khabibs, that kind of fighting style. They're gonna shoot so low because you don't have a cage,
Right.
and it's gonna keep driving you to forever land, until you get hit and then you gotta restart or whatever.
Maybe, but it might stop a lot of takedowns because it's gonna have a much more realistic scenario. Instead of being able to charge up to a guy against the cage, get your hands up against his
Yeah.
butt, lift him, and take him down, where he can't go anywhere. His
Yeah.
back's against the cage. I mean, Khabib took so many guys down up
Off the
against the
cage,
cage.
yeah,
So
yeah.
many guys do that.
Yeah, a
they
lot
take
of
guys
guys-
down off the cage.
Yeah.
And if you got a guy who's gonna like keep moving and push you away
Yeah,
and
yeah,
keep
yeah,
moving and then circle out, now you got to take him down again. It could change the whole dynamic of fighting.
It could. It could. I can
Getting
see,
up is
I can
gonna
see
be way
both.
harder.
It's gonna be way harder. I love the cage for get ups.
I have another thought.
Here we go. Point number 3. I said there were 3 points to Joe Rogan Fight League, and this one might in fact be the very best that he has. And Max even says, damn, you should probably start a fight promotion.
About that.
Yeah.
I think if a guy takes you down at the end of the round, you start in that same position for round 2.
You think so? That'd be
Yeah.
pretty gangster. Because guys wouldn't be able to. Guys wouldn't care. You know, some guys just take it off like, ah, whatever. You
Uh-huh.
take me down, I'm only gonna be stand up anyway.
Well, you got to think it's a fight,
Or
right?
or like even your rule, like if you're getting hold down from that last round, then you start from getting hold down, right?
Yeah.
That's the same rule, right?
That's what I think. If like, say, if a guy takes you down and he's got you mounted, and it's the end of the first round, I feel like you start mounted in the second round.
That
Start-
sounds crazy. It
because
sounds like you should start a fighting.
It is a
fighting show.
fight, right? It's a fight. It's not 5 individual fights.
Yeah.
So if you have a 5-round fight and every fight starts standing up, for a guy like Pereira, that's a massive advantage.
Yeah. And
But-
especially after, imagine he got taken down and it just taken his ass beaten for one round. You know.
Now imagine Pereira fights John Jones, and they fight John Jones for the light heavyweight title at 5 rounds. John takes Pereira down in the first round, and at the end of the round, John's got him mounted, and Pereira rides out the bell. Well, the round starts, round 2, with John Jones mounting him because it's one fight. It's not 5 fights. So if you start a new fight, now you're starting standing up again. But you're not standing up.
Yeah.
The fight is still going on.
That's crazy.
Put
But
him
then
back in the same spot.
Then they'd have to change the whole judging to the whole fight. Like
That's how it should
judging.
be.
Yeah, it should be. I feel like it should be that way. Like,
Yeah.
why are we fighting rounds? You know?
I think Pride had it right.
Yeah.
Pride had it right. They judged the fight as a whole, and they judged the end of the fight. It was more important.
Yeah.
Who's winning at
yeah,
the end?
who's
Just
the
like
winning fight?
schoolyard.
Yeah.
If you are outboxing a guy and there's no teachers around,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he takes you down and he starts beating your ass and you can't get up, and then the ref or those teachers come and pull him off. Everybody's gonna think that guy won the fight.
Yeah.
They're not gonna say but
he's getting his ass whooped standing up. Yeah.
Tom controlled him on the feet for 3 minutes. He only took him down for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
They give a shit about like who's winning at the end of the fight.
Exactly, bro. That'd be. I mean, it's kind of cheat, you know. It favoritism my ass that we stand on the feet every time, but
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool because now you would see guys fight much harder to get up now.
Right.
So like if I'm on my ground, I'm on my back.
Right.
And the round, like you see guys be like, 30 seconds.
Well, it's the best.
You know what I mean? Like I just hold on to you for 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and then now because I know in my mind, like, I'm standing up. Like we're gonna come out standing. But if you tell me 30 seconds and holy shit, new round, I'm gonna start on my back. I need to fucking get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to like create a scramble or something. You know, so it's not so indefinite that we start here. I think, bro. I think it changes the game. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe.
I like the idea, and what I like the idea about it because it's much more like a real fight. So this is supposed to be the sport of real fighting, right? That's really what it is. Like what works the best. That's what MMA is. And if you have limited techniques, like you can't use a knee to a downed opponent, you can't do this to a down opponent. Well, that fucks things up. And then if you have the cage where the guy can use the cage, that fucks things up because the guy could use the cage to take guys down. They could use the cage to stand back up. So the cage becomes a factor.
Yeah.
And then you have the fact that every round starts standing up. So if you busted your ass to take this guy down the first down,
yeah.
you took damage to get a hold of this guy. You take him
Man.
down the first round. You have 10 seconds to go in the first round. You mount him. You're on top of him. Bang, the horn blows. Fuck. Now you got to start standing
Now
up
I gotta
again.
take him down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Chael against that Anderson fight, if he could have came back from the ground every time,
Right. Crazy.
changes it. You know.
everything. Changes
I mean,
everything.
he could have got triangled sooner, or
That's true.
you know.
All right, folks. All right. Well, just like we said, 3 things to change the game of MMA and maybe the Joe Rogan Fight League, Joe Rogan Fight Promotion, Joe Rogan Fighting Alliance, Joe Rogan Fighting Championship. Who the heck knows? But those 3 things, the rules in terms of what you can and can't do, striking on the ground, like a guy should be able to soccer kick, a guy should be able to knee a guy if he's on the ground, all of that should be legal. 2, the cage, get rid of it. An open field, a basketball court, anything where you can have perfect vision. You're not holding a guy up against the cage as well. Amazing from a fan's perspective. And 3, if you take a guy down at the end of the round or at any point in the round, but the round ends with you on top and you mounted or you in the guard or wherever it is, that's where the next round starts. Judge the fight as a whole and you're starting there. Wow. I think that would change the game. It would be a fun ass fight promotion. JF, whatever you want to call it. Joe Rogan fighting something. Who knows? Whatever it is. JRF, JF. I don't care, but it's a fun one. Make sure you click that like button, click that subscribe button. Make sure you check out Slappy's. I got the link in the Instagram description below. That does it for me. This was a fun video. I'm glad you guys checked it out, and I'll be back with another video soon.